Ito ang mainit na balita at trending ngayon sa mundo ng social media. Pumutok na ang mga sinibak sa pwesto at Marcos Duterte maanghang na palitan. Ano nga bang dahilan? Well, let's find out. Halos nawindang ang mga dating kasamahan ni Pangulong Marcos sa matinding pahayag ng kanyang may bahay. Una na dito ang dating presidential spokesperson kung saan sa sobrang galit ni First Lady umano ay lalong lumakas magyosi.
Para dun sa mga nagsasabing sinibak ako, hindi po totoo yan. Ulitin ko yan. Hindi po ako sinibak. At kahit ang palasyo kinonfirm nila in writing na wala po akong kasalanan at wala po akong kaso. Liwanagin lang po natin yan from the get-go. Sa totoo lang, yung sinasabi nilang nagwawala ako, hindi totoo yan. Pero umiyak ako. Umiyak ako nung nakita ko ang dami-daming nagtanggol. Ang dami-daming nagsabing bakit? Bakit siya aalis? Bakit natatanggalin? Wala naman siyang ginawang mali at ginawa naman niya yung trabaho niya. May binanggit na 3 tao, si Maharlika, na mga nasa media na di umano yung mga napapakiusapan ni First Lady na maglabas ng mga storya na ikasisira ko. Totoo po yun. Umpisa pa lang, hindi po siya naging maligaya sa pag-a-appoint sa akin bilang kalihim. Umpisa pa lang, mayroon pa ngang nagkwento na tila napalakas ang pagyoyosi.
Hindi naman nakapagpigil ang dating executive secretary kung saan sinagot niya ang mga paratang na siya ay nagmamakaawa para lang sa pwesto.
Noon pa lang decided na ako, sinabi ko nga sa inyo, hindi pa man kami nakakanumpa-nampa ni Pangulong Marcos, then President-elect BBM. I already told him, kahit wag mo ako i-appoint, wag mo lang i-appoint yung mga korap at masisira ka, okay ako. Palit ulo, okay ako. Okay na ako. Ang sinabi ko, none of it. Sa Tagalog pa, hindi. Wala yan. Walang ganyan. So, let me be very clear na ako ang umalis sa Malacanang. Maling-mali yung kwento. So, look, bago kayo, gumawa ng kung anuman at gagamitin nyo yung pangalan ng iba, pag-isipan ninyo kung nasa tamang landas at direksyon ang inyong tinatahak. At hindi nga ako nagpabayad ng 6 na taon. Naglingkod nga ako bilang pinakamataas na cabinet member nang hindi ninyo sinakuran. Wala rin kayong narinig sa akin. Huwag namang palabasing nagmakaawa ako kay Pangulong Marcos dahil kawawa naman ang pamilya ko. Meron ho kaming dignidad. Simple lang ho kaming pamilya pero punong-puno ho kami ng dignidad. And I've told this to the President many times when we were still together. I have been honest with him. Mentally, emotionally, and intellectually.
Maanghang naman ang pinakawalan ng dating Marcos loyalist sa matinding sabwatan para masipa na sa pwesto ang vice-presidente.
Bago po, nagpapa-interview, yung mga jutang genimis na yan, magkasama sila, nag-uusap sila at na sinasabi ni Lisa na yung tungkol kay Vic Rodriguez na walang loyalty. Sino ang walang loyalty? Kayo, mga traidor. At mga kababayan, huwag kayo pinagluloko ni Marcos Jr. na kunyari, mag-uusap sila ni Inday. Na kunyari, concern siya kay Inday kasi may nananawagan na si Inday ay mag-resign na o tanggalin na sa DepEd. Magkakasabwat si Marcos Jr., si Lisa, si Tambalos at ang mga kongresista. Bulihin si Inday hanggang sa Inday, makinig ka, hanggang ikaw ay bumigay at mainis para umalis ka ng kusa. Dahil sa'yo, Inday, nanalo eto, tatraidorin ka. Huwag ka magpapaniwala kay Marcos Jr. na bangag na yan. Dahil bangag ka, nangiwi na kayo, at tinatarantado yung taong bayan. Ang sinasabi namin dito, na ang asawa mo, di ba, lumabas mismo sa nga bells niya, na gatawag siya, na kung siya lang ang in charge, ay what? Ipapagurgur niya kaming lahat.
Sumagot naman ang kilalang Marcos supporter at batikang broadcaster sa mga pinapakalat di umano ng mga anti-Marcos.
Talagang grabe ang kanilang paninira. Kahit na fake, kahit talagang ginawa nila fake talaga, para lang sirain. Audio at saka video ginagawa nila para lang sirain si Pangulong Marcos. Para lang siraan ang ating bansa. Para lang siraan ang mga Pilipino. Kasi ganyan pong kalaki ang implication yan. Pag sinira mo ang administrasyon, damay-damay tayo. Pati yung naninira na walang modo, makasarili, walang malasakit sa bayan, salot ng lipunan, taksil sa bayan, yan ang gumagawa ng paninira sa ating administrasyon. Siyempre ang naniwala dyan, yung mga anti-Marcos. Siyempre ang naniwala dyan, yung gustong sirain si Pangulong Marcos. Ang naniwala dyan, yung mga kasamahan nila na pinapalabas masama ang Pangulong Marcos at ang administrasyon.
Well, ayon naman sa karamihan sa ating mga kababayan, Naway magkasundo na ang iba't ibang kulay sa politika para sa ikauunlad ng ating bayan. Pero paano nga ba uunlad kung may mga politiko talaga na sadyang garapal ang kanilang pagwawaldas sa pera ng taong bayan? Tulad na lamang neto.
May I ask Mr. Chair, si Vice Governor Melvin Vargas, have you given authority to the governor to release that, how much was that? That 340 million?
None, Mr. Chair.
You have not given authority?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
And if you have not given authority, bakit na-release ang pera?
Opo.
In other words, we're talking nonsense in here, Mr. Chair. Dahil void of mission yung ginawa niya talaga in the first place. Di ba? Sa simula pa lang, mali na. If you have not given authority for the governor to release that amount, actually, we're talking nonsense in here. Dahil the power to release emanates from the Sangguniang Palalawigan. And me being a former vice governor and a former mayor, we know the rules. At kung wala kayong authority na binigay, ang pinag-uusapan po natin dito kalokohan na po ito lahat. Dahil pwede na talagang makulong yung ating governor na yan. If ever. So I think even the point of view of the OGCC with regards kung sino ang may authority, doon pa lamang po sa simula ng problema na-establish na po natin na mali na. So in other words, all other things will be wrong as well. Dahil nagsimula po tayo ng mali doon sa implementation ng releasing of that amount. So in other words, Mr. Chairman, if we started it wrong, mali na po lahat yan.
Anyway, for the information of Chairman Dan, that was the argument also being posed by the Sanggunian. But ang counter position ng local chief executive of the province of Cagayan, that is part of the annual budget. So, but question of ang pinag-usapan dito, if indeed the Sanggunian has given the authority to the governor for that specific withdrawals and transactions, wala po. But the argument ng provincial government is it is part of the annual budget. But the matter at hand is the question of the documents from Land Bank that was discussed the previous hearing, and they're invoking about the bank secrecy law. And that was the opinion daw of the OGCC. Now, in this particular hearing, malinaw na po, for as long as the Sangguniang Panglalawigan will ask for that statement, bank statement, ibibigay po ng Land Bank, ang Sangguniang Panglalawigan will submit it to the committee. Malinaw na po yun.
Mr. Chair, may clarification lang po ako. Is it in the form of a program, of a project, wherein that money that was disbursed is through, I heard that is 1,000 pesos that was given to all of the beneficiaries. But in an annual investment plan, you have to put a specific project and program. And if the specific project and program entails a detailed 1,000 pesos per beneficiary, that is okay. But if indeed the program that was injected in the AIP is a comprehensive or a program for each and every department, well, I think may problem po talaga doon.
The argument of, again for the information of Chairman Dan, ang argument po ng provincial government that is part of the COVID-19 program, no? Pandemic relief program. At it was specified dun sa tatlo po, no? May mga programang tatlo. But anyway, kahit ano pa man, ang violation kasi dun is using of public funds during prohibited period.
Yeah, okay.
Election ban.
Now I understand.
Mas doon na tayo po.
My apology also, Mr. Chairman, for not being a part of the initial investigation, but now it's not now being clarified to me, and that matters so much for this representation. Maraming salamat po, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you din. Thank you, Chairman Fernandez. Now,
Your Honor.
GCC, please proceed.
Yes, Your Honor. If I may supplement my response earlier, Your Honor. In connection with the request to the subject documents pertinent to the bank account of the province of Cagayan, Your Honor, I emphasize, Your Honor, that there is a joint requirement for the requirement of in order for them to have the request be approved by the local chief executive, Your Honor, and that is in our opinion, Your Honor.
Kasi that's your opinion, but in this case, OGCC, ako ayaw ko na tong ipabot pa sa sa head of office, pati na po sa Land Bank. Because if this issue will not be resolved, wala po, mapipilitan po kami. Ako mismo, papatawag ko po, I will talk to the Speaker of the House, ipapatawag ko po yung head of agency at the same time, yung President ng Land Bank. Pinagbigyan ko na po kayo nung nakaraan pa. Kasi, attorney, napakalinaw po, the power and authority of LCE emanates from the Council. Hindi po makapag-transact ang isang local chief executive unless otherwise being given the authority from the Council. Napakalinaw po yun. In this case, may problema yung sanggunian, may problema yung local chief executive. Sino yung who will prevail? The authority of the sanggunian that gives authority to the mayor or the provincial governor in this case, or the wishes of the governor, or it is your opinion?
That is from the opinion of our office, Your Honor. The
In your
of the
office?
government. Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. So wala tayong magawa. Papatawag na lang namin diretso. I will talk to the speaker, call for the president of Land Bank, and call your
Yes,
head
Your
of office.
With due respect, Your Honor, the subject bank accounts, Your Honor, has something to do with information pertinent to the bank account of the province of Cagayan. And that is why the Land Bank, for their part, is invoking the bank secrecy law under RA.
Hindi nga eh. Ang sinasabi ko nga, ito, yung first exception. Basahin mo nga yung first exception kanina.
Your Honor, the first exception is the except upon written permission of the depositor, Your Honor.
Hindi, yung sa, sa Bangko Sentral.
Yes. When there is a violation of Anti-Graft and Corrupt Practices Act, Your Honor.
Now we're talking about what? Spending of government fund during prohibited period.
I understand, Your Honor.
Oh,
Yes.
hindi ba pasok yan? We're not just talking here about the fund of for nothing. We're talking here the fund of the provincial government being used during election ban. And it is graft. Oh, you check.
Yes, Your Honor. I understand, Your Honor.
Oh, you understand now.
Yes, Your
What is now your personal opinion with regards to it?
Honor,
Kasi hindi pa ko pa pwede magkonsulta.
if it's
Now, what is your opinion about it?
opinion only, Your Honor, if the subject case, the proceedings, or as earlier discussed, falls under the Graft and Corrupt Practices Act, Your Honor, then it falls under the exception.
Oh, di pasok siya. Di ba?
Yes, Your Honor.
Oh, now, ayaw ko rin kitang ipitin. Pero I hope after this hearing, pakicheck na lang po sa head of office nyo or else papatawag ko yan with the permission of the speaker, pati yung presidente ng Land Bank. Just like what I did with DBP. Nung kabilang issue, Mexico, Pampanga. Kaya pakicheck na lang, then balikan mo po yung COMSEC with regard to the first exemption.
Yes, Your Honor.
Kasi we're running out of time. Sabi ko na nga, kailangan namin to i-resolve, tapusin na to. Ayaw ko rin pabalik-balikin kayo dito.